welcome to my channel. Here, we read and explore together the book Human and Cancer to better understand this disease and its secrets. Don't forget to support me by subscribing and liking, so we can continue this journey together. Imagine your body as a huge city, and your DNA as the rulebook that governs it. Every cell in your body is like an employee working according to these rules. But if one of the pages in the book is changed or removed, the employee becomes lost and misbehaves. These small changes in the genetic code or mutations can occur due to exposure of cells to ultraviolet radiation, such as the sun, chemical pollutants, tobacco smoke, inherited genetic factors, or even natural errors that occur during cell division. Most mutations are repaired by the cell itself, but some mutations accumulate over time. When multiple mutations accumulate in certain genes, called cancer genes, cells begin to break out of control and begin dividing uncontrollably. There are two types of genes that control cell growth. Genes that accelerate division are called oncogenes. Genes that stop division or correct errors are called tumor suppressor genes. When accelerator genes mutate, they become overactive, causing cells to proliferate uncontrollably. When suppressor genes are disrupted, the mechanisms of control and correction cease, leaving no one to stop these chaotic divisions. These two disrupted systems together open the door to cancer to emerge and spread. Mutations aren't the only cause. The environment in which the cell lives also plays a crucial role. Factors such as smoking, poor nutrition, exposure to chemicals, chronic infections, and even psychological stress can create the perfect environment for these uncontrolled cells to grow. The body constantly tries to combat these changes. The immune system monitors and watches, searching for abnormal cells to eliminate them before they spread. But sometimes these cells sneak in quietly, deceiving the body's defenses. In this way, disease begins like a small forest fire, then spreads and burns. Time is a crucial factor in the development of cancer. It can take years for mutations and errors to accumulate, for the unruly cells to grow, and for symptoms to appear. This is why a person may not feel anything at first, as the cancer continues to silently creep into their body. But once the tumor begins to grow and reaches a certain size, symptoms begin to appear. Pain, fatigue, weight loss, and changes in skin or organ function. This delay in the onset of symptoms makes early detection difficult, but it is also why prevention and regular screening are the best weapons against it. Cancer isn't just random mutations occurring in the body's cells. It's the result of a complex chain of events in which genes interact with our environment, lifestyle, diet, and even our mental health. Every second, millions of cells in our bodies divide, and each division carries the risk of an error in the genetic code. However, the body has an advanced system for repairing these errors, preventing faulty cells from continuing to proliferate. However, when cells are exposed to repeated stressors, such as chronic smoking, prolonged exposure to ultraviolet radiation, environmental pollution, or the consumption of contaminated foods, these factors increase the likelihood of irreparable genetic mutations. Chronic infections, such as hepatitis C or human papillomavirus, HPV, can lead to permanent cell damage, accelerating their transformation into cancerous cells. The impact of psychological conditions cannot be ignored either. Constant stress and tension weaken the immune system, making the body less able to confront these abnormal cells and eliminate them before they grow. When these factors overcome the body's defenses, the rebellious cells begin to form a cancerous mass. They may start small and imperceptible, but they slowly begin to invade and destroy various body tissues. Thus, cancer begins its journey in the dark, out of our sight, until signs appear that prompt us to search for the cause. After genetic mutations accumulate in cells, they begin to lose control of their normal life cycle. Normally, cells divide when the body needs to build new tissue or repair damaged tissue. But damaged cells lose the ability to respond to these signals and begin dividing continuously without stopping. Over time, these unregulated cells accumulate and form a mass called a tumor. This is where the dangerous phase begins, as not every tumor is dangerous. Some tumors are benign, grow slowly, do not invade surrounding tissue, and do not spread to other parts of the body. Malignant tumors, on the other hand, invade surrounding tissue and spread to other locations via the blood or lymphatic system, a process known as metastasis. This metastasis makes cancer a complex disease that is difficult to treat, especially if it is detected late. Researchers are working to better understand these complex processes, with the goal of developing treatments that prevent cancer cells from growing or spreading and stimulate the immune system to attack them. In addition to genetic mutations, other factors play a role in the onset and development of cancer, including genetic factors. Some people inherit certain genes that increase their likelihood of developing certain types of cancer. This does not mean they are inevitable, but rather an increased risk that requires medical follow-up and special precautions. Environmental factors. Constant exposure to carcinogenic chemicals in the environment or at work, such as benzene or asbestos, can cause damage to the body's cells. Lifestyle. Daily habits have a significant impact, such as smoking, alcohol consumption, lack of physical activity, and a diet high in fats and sugar and low in fruits and vegetables. Viral infections. Some viruses, such as human papillomavirus, HPV, and hepatitis B and C, are associated with the development of certain types of cancer. These factors sometimes combine to create an ideal environment for cancer development. Therefore, understanding these factors helps us in prevention, early detection, and effective treatment. A cancer cell is not just a diseased cell. It is an evolving organism within the body. Once it transforms into a cancerous cell, it begins to use all possible tools for survival. These cells possess an amazing ability to adapt to their surrounding environment. They change their shape to infiltrate tissues. They send out signals to attract blood vessels to them so they can receive nutrients. They elude and deceive the immune system to prevent detection. Even more astonishingly, they sometimes enter a dormant state, hiding for years, only to suddenly resurface after the patient believes they are cured. This ability to deceive and adapt makes cancer a formidable and intelligent adversary. But all these abilities are not magic. They are the result of genetic defects, and the cause of the defect can be targeted and treated. Herein lies the importance of recent research that attempts to read the cancer genome and understand its weaknesses. Understanding how cancer begins is the key to early prevention and treatment. Every mutation, every genetic change, and every environmental influence can be a spark that ignites this hidden war within our bodies. But science isn't standing idly by in the face of this challenge. Using advanced tools like next-generation sequencing, NGS, scientists can now track mutations from their inception, monitor how rebellious cells evolve, and even predict what might happen next. This knowledge enables doctors to develop targeted therapies tailored to each patient's cancer genes, increasing the chances of cure and reducing side effects. In the next chapter, we will embark on a new journey to understand common cancers and how they differ in their manifestations, causes, and treatment methods.